Hana Voss hadn't expected her life to become this complicated when she agreed to babysit one alien child. It started 3 years ago on Frontier Station Kepler 9, a bustling trade hub where 100 species mingled in controlled chaos. Hana worked as a xenobiologist's assistant, cataloging samples and running tests in a cramped lab that smelled perpetually of ammonia and regret. The pay was terrible, but it kept her fed and gave her a window seat to the stars. The Vryn diplomat, Ambassador Tekar, had approached her in the station's marketplace with desperation carved into his leonine features. His fur, striped in ceremonial blues and golds, was disheveled. His translator unit struggled to keep up with his rapid speech. "Please, anyone." "My cub! Meeting runs late. No one else will—" Hana had looked down at the small creature clinging to Tekar's leg. Cub Kirath couldn't have been more than 4 in human years. He had the same golden eyes as his father, oversized for his face, and fur so soft it looked like liquid shadow. When those eyes met hers, something in Hana's chest twisted. "I can watch him for a few hours," she'd said. Tekar had nearly collapsed with relief. Those few hours turned into the most chaotic evening of Hana's life. Kirath spoke no galactic standard, only chirps and growls. He climbed everything, the walls, the ceiling fixtures, her bookshelf. He got stuck in an air vent. Twice. He refused to eat anything that wasn't still moving, so Hana had to improvise with a protein bar she dangled on a string. But when Kirath finally tired himself out, he'd curled up in her lap, purring like an engine, and fallen asleep with complete trust. When Tekar returned, he'd found them like that. Hana reading a datapad, Kirath snoring softly against her chest. The ambassador's expression had been unreadable. "You have the touch," he'd said quietly. The cub calmer gift. Very rare, even among Vryn. Hana had brushed it off as politeness. She'd accepted his generous payment and thought that was the end of it. She was wrong. Word spread through the station's alien communities like wildfire. The human who could soothe a Vryn cub. The human who didn't panic when a child molted or breathed methane or temporarily phased through solid matter. Within weeks, Hana's cramped quarters became an unofficial daycare. There was Syrinx, the Thelonian whose crystalline structure made her fragile, but whose laugh sounded like wind chimes. There was Gormoth, the hulking Kryn youth who looked terrifying but cried when he accidentally broke Hana's favorite mug. There was tiny Zephylla, a cloud skimmer who floated and changed colors with her moods, cycling through the entire spectrum when excited. Hana discovered something about herself during those chaotic months. She was good at this. Not just competent, genuinely gifted. She learned to read the body language of a dozen species. She invented games that worked across completely different physiologies. She became fluent in 7 languages and created a hybrid sign system for the rest. More importantly, she loved it. These children, so different from anything Earth had produced, trusted her completely. They brought her pictures drawn with talons, slime, or psychic energy. They told her secrets in whistles and subsonic rumbles. They fought over who got to sit in her lap during story time. But love, Hana learned, came with complications. The first custody papers arrived when Kirath's mother passed away from crimson fever. Ambassador Tekar, now widowed and facing a crucial diplomatic assignment in contested space, stood in her doorway with documents and tears streaming down his furred face. Vryn law allows emergency custody transfer to one who has proven cub-worthy, he'd said. There is no one else I trust, not in all the galaxy. Please, Hana Voss. My son calls you Hana Mother when he has nightmares. He draws your face, will you? Hana had looked at the papers, written in flowing Vryn script with her name transliterated in the center. Legal guardianship. Official. Binding. She'd signed. Then the cloud skimmers came, after Zephylla's parents were killed in a transport accident. Then the Kryn, when Gormoth's clan was exiled and scattered. Then the Thelonians, the Nexari, the Whispering Folk, and the Deep Dwellers. 7 clans, 7 species, 7 sets of custody papers, each written in different script on different materials. Crystal, metal, living paper that shifted with her touch. Now, Hannah's quarters had been expanded into an entire residential block. Her children ranged from Kirath, now 7, and teaching the younger ones Vryn hunting songs, to little Kessa, a deep dweller barely 2 months old who lived in a specialized water tank and communicated through bioluminescent patterns. The station authorities didn't know what to make of her. A human with legal custody of children from 7 different species, some of whom were technically from rival factions. She'd accidentally become a political bridge, a neutral zone. Diplomats who wouldn't share breathing space negotiated treaties in her living room while their children played together. "You've created something impossible," Station Commander Yulvex told her once, watching Karath teach Syrinx how to pounce. "These species have warred for centuries. Their children shouldn't even be able to coexist peacefully." Hannah had shrugged, bouncing Kessa's tank gently. "Children don't care about old grudges. They just want to play, be safe, and be loved. And you provide that. I try." Tonight, Hannah stood in her expanded quarters, organized chaos with sleeping nooks designed for 7 different biologies, and watched her children settle down. Kirath was reading a datapad, his adult teeth finally coming in. Gormath was carefully assembling a model starship. Zafilla floated near the ceiling, slowly dimming from excited yellow to sleepy purple. The others were finding their spots, their routines. A soft chime announced a visitor. Hannah opened the door to find a human couple, refugees from a colony collapse, desperate and exhausted. "We heard," the woman said, "about the human who... We have nowhere else. Our daughter, she's only 6 and..." Hannah looked past them to see a small human girl clutching a torn stuffed animal, eyes red from crying. Hannah smiled and stepped aside. "Come in," she said. "There's always room for one more." Behind her, Kirath looked up from his datapad, then walked over to the human girl. He made the welcoming gesture Hannah had taught him years ago, one paw over his heart, the other extended. "I am Kirath," he said in careful galactic standard. "Hannah Mother is the best. You will be safe here. Want to see my rock collection?" The girl's eyes widened. She looked at her parents, at Hannah, then at the alien boy offering friendship without hesitation. She took his paw. Hannah Voss closed the door, already mentally calculating where she'd fit an 8th sleeping nook, and smiled. This life was complicated, exhausting, and completely unplanned. She wouldn't change it for anything in the galaxy.